Heidi ho there, friends and neighbors. Bobby here today. Folks, today we have a 2006 Lexus ES-330 and we are going to do a front brake job on this vehicle today. And that will consist of replacing the rotors and the pads, okay? So stay tuned and we'll show you how we get this done. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our 3/8 air ratchet with a 14mm swivel socket and we're gonna remove the two caliper bolts here, okay? So stay tuned while I get this done. Okay, with those two bolts out, I'm going to go ahead and pull this caliper out of the way and just lay it up here on top of the rotor for now. One thing you might want to inspect is go ahead and take a look at your boots here on your caliper, make sure they're not torn or anything. And we will lay this up out of the way and we'll show you how we press that back here in just a moment. What we're going to do is take this whole caliper bracket off of here, and it's held on by two 17mm bolts. Sometimes these can be pretty tight, so I'm going to break them loose with this long breaker bar. Okay, and that broke right loose. And we're going to go ahead and break this one here loose as well. Okay, let me give it just one more little turn on that one. Okay, there we go. And then we'll go ahead and take our air ratchet here with a 17mm swivel, like so. And we'll go ahead and back these out. Okay. Now with those out, we can go ahead and just pull our bracket off. Okay guys, we're going to take a 4-pound sledgehammer here. We're going to go ahead and give our rotor here a little love tap. It doesn't matter where we hit it at because we're going to replace it anyway. And actually it didn't take very much at all. I've had them where I had to really beat on them before. But we'll go ahead and pull this rotor off and get ready for our new one. Okay, we have our new rotor here. I'm going to take a little bit of denatured alcohol on a paper towel and wipe it down right quick just to remove the cosmoline that is, so I get this thing shut here. There we go. Okay, now take a paper towel, we'll wipe that cosmoline off of there that they put on from the factory just to prevent rusting until you actually get it on, bolted onto a car. So we'll do that right quick and we'll show you how to install it. Okay folks, with this floating rotor, we're just going to go ahead and slide it right into place. Now, I'm going to show you a little trick folks that is just a time saver, okay? Take a pair of needle nose vice grips and go ahead and push your rotor up into place and take it and just grab it along any stud and give it a little bite right there, okay? That holds your rotor up there nice and flush while you're trying to put everything back together. It just makes life a lot easier. Okay folks, we're going to go ahead and clean up and get this caliper bracket reloaded with our brake pads. So let's go ahead and lay these out of the way, okay? Just like they come off. We're going to take a wire brush here. We're going to clean up these little shims in here that the pads ride in. And they usually will clean up really good because they're made out of stainless steel. And basically all you're doing is knocking off some brake dust. And see there, they look really good. We'll go ahead and do this one the same way. Clean all that old brake dust off of there, get it out of the way. Get ready for our new pads. All right, so that looks really good. Okay, now, next thing you want to do is go ahead and pull your caliper pins out of here. That one there seems a little stiff. That's why these things are important that you lube these things up every time you do a brake job. It keeps the pads from wearing irregularly. Okay folks, I got a little bit of the alcohol on this rag here. I'm gonna go ahead and clean all that gunk off of that pin to where it ends up looking like that, okay? And then we're gonna use silicone paste, all right, to lubricate these things back properly, okay? I like to use silicone paste because there are rubber parts here involved, and if you use some type of petroleum-based lubricant, you can cause issues in the long run. So I like to go ahead and get that lubed up really good, spin it in there, get it lubricated all the way around, and get it to where it moves real freely, just like that. Okay, we're gonna switch out these little, it's just like a little anti-vibration dampener slash squealer on these pads here, okay? So, just grab them with a pair of pliers, take it from the old pad to the new pad, because it did not come with any. And slide that up just a little bit, just like so. Now, we're gonna go ahead and put this pad in place. So we'll go ahead and slide it right into the caliper bracket there and get it ready. Now we'll go ahead and do the same thing over here with the inner pad. I'm gonna grab a hold of that squealer and put it in place. And then we will slide this pad in place as well. Okay, with our caliper bracket loaded with new pads and pins are lubricated, ready to go, we're going to slide this bracket in place, and we'll take our two 17mm headed bolts here, and we're going to get these started if we can. It's always more difficult to start a bolt when you're trying to film a video. Definitely. Okay, so that one seems to be started, and this one, I believe it started as well. Take our 17mm swivel and go ahead and zip these down. Okay folks, we're going to take our 17mm 1/2" drive socket with our breaker bar, and we're just going to stick it on here and just check the torque on these right quick, and that feels pretty good. We'll check our lower one as well, and that feels pretty good too. Okay guys, we have a dual caliper piston here, and sometimes these are a little more aggravating to get the press back because you kind of get this thing a little bit in a bind. They make a tool, I need to purchase one that works really good for these, that typically you purchase off of a tool truck. Right there, we're going to go ahead and put that C-clamp right there. We'll start easing in on this side. Sometimes you'll have one piston that will go a little farther, a little sooner than the other. But what I like to do is just go ahead and take my big pair of channel locks right here. As I'm doing that one, I will keep this side moving as well. We'll give it a little squeeze, and then we'll turn this one a little bit more, and we'll just keep doing this till we get it all the way back. Okay folks, it looks like we have got this thing pressed back now. And we just try this one more time. Yep, just a little bit right there is all we had to do. So our pistons went back all the way, and so now we are ready to install this caliper. Okay, before we set that caliper in place, we're going to take a little bit of this anti-seize and put it on the outsides of the pads. That will help eliminate some minor brake squeaks from the caliper rubbing up against the metal brake pad. And now we will go ahead and put our caliper back in place. Make sure you pay attention that you don't twist the brake cable all the way around one way or the other, because that can definitely cause an issue as well. So we will put our caliper here in place. Oh, like I say, every time you're filming a video, it always makes things a little harder. Okay, with the caliper in place, we're going to take our caliper bolts here, and we're going to go ahead and get them started by hand, and then we'll zip them down with the air ratchet as well. All right, we'll take our 14mm wrench here and just kind of check the torque on our two caliper bolts there. Make sure they're nice and snug. And they seem to be that, so we're good to go. Okay friends, hey, that just about wraps it up today with the brake job. Now we're going to go ahead and knock out the other side as well. It'll just basically be a duplication of what we've done over here on this side. And then make sure you put your tires back on, torque your wheels down properly, and pump your brake pedal up and check your fluid level before you call this job complete. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Take care.